Hey guys, I'm your host Joe Chanel. Last time we met, I was breaking down what is self-love in relation to black men, along with my co-host. Now, I want to get into relationships in relation to black men. You know what? Scratch that. I want to get into the foundation of a relationship before I get into relationships, which will be in the next episode. So, the two components that make up a relationship is intimacy and attachment. But let me get into intimacy first, because we love to be intimate, I love to be intimate, you love to be intimate, because as humans, we need intimacy because it is the need to survive, the need to belong, not wanting to be lonely, and we prefer something that is quality over quantity. Because we do not want a relationship where we have fake friends, we do not want a relationship where we cannot trust our partners. We want a relationship that seems sustainable and that will last, forever. To understand how intimacy works, I have to explain using the characteristics so you guys can understand what I'm trying to tell you. The first characteristic is the liking of knowledge or personal information. If you're the person who hears stuff through the grapevine, but you may not want to vibe with that person. But if you're the person who hears stuff through the grapevine, but you also talk to that person, but you like the information they shared, you will vibe with that person. In other words, let me break it down more for you. You may like the person the information shared because you may feel an attachment. You may connect to that information that was shared. The next characteristic is interdependence, where both partners has a mutual need and can rely on one another. This can also apply to friendship and relationship and family. In other words, your family, interdependence is all will may be a must be, sometimes not. With friendships, sometimes we become friends with people because they supply us. Not supply us, in other words, we have a mutual, we can depend on one another. In other words, I can depend on them when I need to study. I can depend on them when I need to talk through something, and which may also roll over for a relationship, an intimate bond with your partner. The next characteristic is care and trust, which is two components which correspond with each other. Which, I care about you, you care about me, I trust you, you trust me. Which ties into responsiveness, the next characteristics. In other words, will you be there in the time of need? In other words, would you respond when I text you? Will you pick up your phone when I text you? In other words, if you miss my call, would you return my call? If I text you, would you reply right away? Would you reply 2 hours? Would you reply 2 days later? You vibe with that. Last but not least is mutuality, the level of commitment and emotional connection. In other words, I can see that I can commit to this person because we have this connection. Both of us can commit with one another, which will form a lasting relationship. Because without intimacy, an attachment cannot be formed. So there are two dimensions of attachment, which are attachment avoidance and attachment anxieties. But before I dive into the two dimensions, let me explain what is attachment. Attachment is an evolutionary mechanism because as humans, we have the need to survive. We have a defense mechanism whenever our survival instincts kicks in. So, for a relationship, there's an attachment figure. Whether it's your friend, family, girlfriend, boyfriend, wife, husband, you know how the list goes. They have a role, in other words, to be there in your time of need. In other words, are they close? The proximity of where they are. In other words, they're supposed to offer a safe haven, a source of support, of comfort, alleviate distress, and to be a secure base to encourage you whenever shit goes down. The evolutionary mechanism of attachment is activated in signs of threat which we go out and seek our attachment figure. So whenever the sign of threat is activated and we go or see our attachment figure, and our attachment figure is available, we feel secure because they were there to help to alleviate our distress. If your attachment figure isn't available, you feel insecure because they were not there to help to alleviate your distress. So why would I feel insecure if my attachment figure isn't there? All right, let's get into this. So if your attachment figure isn't close, in proximity, or reachable to alleviate your distress, you form a negative view of others. And this may cause a deactivation in your attachment, which is called attachment avoidance. Because why would I want to seek out an attachment with someone if I have a negative view of others? In other words, those are the people who engage in casual sex, repress any emotions that may cause them to be attached to that attachment figure. And they're the ones who may say, fuck bitches, get money. All right, enough of that. All right, let's get into attachment anxiety. So if your attachment figure isn't close in proximity or even there to alleviate your distress, this may seem as a sign of punishment. In other words, you have a negative view of self. In other words, you be anxious, you may view yourself as negative, and this is called distress. And you will try to avoid any attachment-related cues, anything that reminds you of that attachment figure. You try to avoid it because you'll be like, oh, they're not there because I'm ugly. Oh, they're not returning my call because I did this the other day. I, spit in the cup the other day. In other words, oh, I didn't vacuum the other day. So let me give you a more concrete example of attachment anxiety. So let's say your friend is a social butterfly and you're not. So your friend is out there, you're at a in a party, your friend is out there socializing, you there standing by yourself, and you may be like, oh, nobody's talking to me, maybe because it's the way I dress, maybe because what did I do to my hair, why am I doing this? This is a sign of negative view of yourself, which is called attachment anxiety. Now, in relationship, if you're in a social surrounding, social environment, and your partner is out there socializing and you're like shy also, or this may cause you to feel like your partner is cheating or is out there looking for other mates, which will cause you to inflict pain onto them because you hurt, inflict the same level of pain that they caused upon you. In other words, let me put it as this. If you feel your partner is cheating you, you will go out and cheat also because this is all you feel that they're doing. You may also cheat to make them feel insecure because they cause you to feel insecure. Now that I've explained what intimacy and attachment is, I want you to understand that there's different levels to it. Some of us may be secure in who we are, some of us may be insecure. This will happen because of past relationships, whether it is platonically, romantically, or even family oriented, which will cause us to come in with baggage inside of relationships. And whenever the relationship does happen, sometimes the relationship will last, or sometimes the relationship will break up. One partner may go away feeling insecure about themselves. One partner may be feeling insecure in a way that they have a negative view of the world. Or one partner will go out there feeling secure about themselves. And when they go there, they'll have to have a hard time letting others in. They will have a hard time accepting others. I'm your host, Zoe Chanel. You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Emotional Nigga and Facebook at Black Boys Have Feelings Too.